Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach,
And I'm Pepper.
and we're back with another episode of Take My Money, where we look at some current crowdfunding for board games. And looks like this week we've got a lot of Kickstarters and some Game Phone projects. Those are typically the two big ones. But yeah, we kind of just take a look at them, give our initial thoughts, if we're excited about them, if we're not really too excited. Yeah, just kind of we don't know all these games in detail. We have not played, I think, any but one of these, I believe. Is it just one?
We'll see. I forget the one that we have flipped. There's so many.
Oh, you'll remember when we get there. You will remember.
Oh, yes, it
Uh,
was Alpine Trails.
I did not play this one.
I did not either.
But yeah, let us know in the comments below if there's anything you're currently crowdfunding or anything you're waiting on that maybe you crowdfunded like a year ago and supposed to be delivering anytime soon here. Let us know.
Yes.
But yeah, the first one we're looking at here is Alpine Trails, as Pepper said. This one is funded. It's doing relatively well, 4,600, about a little over 100 backers. Only got 27 hours to go, so if you're interested in this one, uh, after we actually post this, it'll be less than that by about half, probably. So you're gonna have to be quick. Um, this one's coming from Last Night Games, who's actually sent us games in the past. They did not send us this one, but this one does look exciting. I've enjoyed everything that they've sent
Yeah.
us so far. And actually, this year they sent us Panda Royale. It's over. I knew it was on the front of one of them, but it's over there. Um, yeah, that's just been a blast.
That is like current, like your hot game right now
Hmm.
for the past, ever since you got it and played it. And I played it over Skype, which was a little fun. It was interesting to do, but I still had a blast with it as well. And it's crazy that we played like, what is it, like 4 or 5 of their games now, and I would say I recommend every one.
Hmm.
But we got
And they're a
videos on
smaller
that.
publisher. Yeah,
Go
go
check
check
them
out the videos on those. But yeah, they're a smaller publisher. So this is what Kickstarter is all about. Kind of getting some of these projects that are maybe a little lesser known, not talked about as much. But I thought this one, kind of like a lot of their other games, it has kind of an interesting feel to it. They don't tend to probably make like big, heavy strategy games, at least of the ones we've had the chance to play. And this one doesn't seem like it's going to be in kind of the same range as a lot of what they've put out. But there's something interesting seeming about like pulling out these double-sided tiles, and they're
Yeah,
either kind of a terrain type. Well, they're a terrain type with a path, or else they're a terrain type with like a double
yeah,
resource
yeah.
on the other side. So I feel like that's kind of cool. And then like the paths have the distances on them. I guess I don't know if they're all two,
Um,
maybe. I'm not sure if that's the case or not. I think all the ones I've seen have been two,
yeah,
but yeah, so you're making your board here, you're filling it up and trying to surround or make circles, I think, to get waterfalls in the center. You get animals onto spaces if you have openings. I think that's
yeah.
based on like your opponents doing some things. Um, yeah, I thought this one seemed like it could be just another one of those kind of hidden gem type games, possibly.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. This one seems right in line with their really approachable games that also have some little neat twists in there. So I expect this to have those little bits of cleverness in there as well, and
Mhm.
just be another one in the line of kind of kind of entry level. I guess it's hard to say since we played so many games. I feel like I have not as good at judging what is a kind of entry level game, but I think all of theirs, I think you could introduce it to someone who does not play games and also enjoy it yourself.
Yeah, I think so for pretty much all of them that they've had. So, and this one looks like it'll be that kind of style as well. Uh, but yeah, what's the timeline on this one?
This timeline is going to
Well, I mean, they
shift.
get it by the end of the year. So, I mean, it's a quick turnaround, but I'm guessing they already have it kind of all fleshed out, pretty much what they're going to do. So it should be, I would assume, kind of ready to go once they figure out kind of how many backers they have. Shipping isn't too bad. Looks like one copy of the game is $30. I don't believe they do like deluxeified versions. It's just kind of everything in the box right away, which is always nice. That you don't have to feel like, oh, I've got to upgrade to the deluxe for another 10, 20 bucks. So 40 overall,
Yeah.
not awful, especially on Kickstarter these days, and it's a smaller publisher. Yeah, I think this one looks pretty cool for a world where there are quite a few nature games. This one seems
Yes.
a little unique. There are
Yeah.
other ones already. I feel like that you are kind of maybe doing trails and stuff, but somehow this one feels a little bit different than the rest of those.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah, it gives me feels of a little Carcassonne, a little Sprawlopolis.
Mhm.
It's good. Oh boy.
Pillars of Heracles or Hercules, Awaken the Legends. And I can't remember. We did a list at some point. I don't know if it was for games of 2024 we were looking forward to, or if it was at Essen, maybe last year, as maybe a demo, games that looked interesting. Something I feel like I had seen this before when we were making one of those lists, and I was like, it looks kind of cool, but then at the same time, that box cover made me think, oh god, this is going to be a complex Civ game. So I was a little worried about it at the same time, but I thought it also looked stunning, the cover artwork there.
Yeah, I
Um,
really like that cover.
yeah.
Sure.
And then, yes, we're just under $60,000, 10 days to go. A lot of backers. Um, and yeah, I think this one looks interesting. It's so tough for me though because I think it's got kind of those Civ feels to it, and it's hard for me to know which one of these is one that would maybe be a little bit more approachable,
Mm.
because we both really like Tapestry, which a lot of people would argue isn't a Civ game. And after playing which one did we play on Board Game Arena?
Was that a Through the Ages?
Through the Ages, I think.
One of them?
After playing that, I can see why people would argue that. I think it's fair. Um, but I did like Through the Ages, but there were a few things about it that were, I don't know, a little bit more on the complicated side, where Tapestry felt like it had more fun. I don't know if that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
right way to put it. So feel like I'm always on the lookout for one of those that also brings the fun. And this one's very colorful looking. I don't know if that will make a difference to me, but I don't know. What
Yeah,
were
I
your
think
initial
that
thoughts looking at
that
it?
could factor into it. I like all the player pieces here. It just, I think a good production really helps me into some of these more intimidating heavyweight games. And this one, just looking at, ooh, I mean, it shouldn't, but it does get me more interested in the game. And I do like Tapestry. Like you said, it's not really a super Civ actual gameplay game, according to Civ gamers, but I'm interested in that theme and interested in exploring those types of games. And I think there's been a couple. I think you have one that you got. I don't know if you played it.
Oh, the Path of Civilization, or
Yeah. Is
is
that
that what it's called?
Mosaic?
Oh, Mosaic as well. I got
Mosaic.
Mosaic. I haven't played Mosaic yet.
Okay, Mosaic
But yeah,
I was interested in, so probably going to wait to get more Civ games until we've actually played the
very
ones we have. But yeah, I'm decently interested in this one for a heavyweight game, seemingly heavier game.
yeah, I would agree. I think this is one that I'm hoping it'll do well. I'm hoping it'll be well received, and then kind of, to get a little bit more information, a few more reviews on it, kind of see what the masses think, and see if it is one that feels maybe a little bit more is more on the approachable side, where it won't be totally overwhelming,
Mm.
but maybe it'll still pack a good punch, good experience of a lot of things, maybe, but in a hopefully like streamlined way.
So you need Civ in under an hour. Get Roy Canada on it.
There we go.
He would not want to work on a Civ game. He wants space.
That's true.
But yeah, so I think a few different editions. The classic edition, which I think had wooden pieces for your player pieces, is going to be $49, which still seems like a pretty good package.
Yeah, that's not
Um,
bad.
and get some miniatures and some minis for your pieces, up to $89, which is, well, still not even to $100. Shipping is probably going to bring it near that.
That would be my guess.
And then you can get even more
The heroic for 105, which still isn't terrible. Getting a little bit more on that one. But yeah, then it kind of comes down to the shipping. They don't want to let us know.
See it down there.
Is it around the localization? But yeah, I don't think that's like an awful price. Oh, go down a little bit. So I mean, it's 20 some bucks. I mean, it's pretty typical now, but yeah, I think you just got to note that always kind of takes it up. If it's an $80 thing, it's usually goes up to 100, 110. If it is 100, it goes up to almost 130, 140. It starts getting up there. But it looks like it packs a lot in that box, so
yeah,
it could definitely be worth that. I think everything's getting more expensive nowadays, and I don't think board games are excluded from that.
Yeah,
but yeah, when is this shipping?
I believe May. May of 2020.
It's about a year out. So.
Yeah.
Ooh, then we've got something coming from Minnesota here. Leader Games, Oath New Foundations, which has got 705,000, over 8,000 backers, which is pretty crazy. 4 days to go. Because I know this one, I think when this one first launched as an initial game, I think a lot of people were excited about it because it's from the same people that did Root. And I think they were like, oh, this kind of legacy game where you're just continuously, I think, building on like the previous game and just like I think it's just always continuous from my understanding. I've never played this one, but that was my thought on it. But then, kind of as reviews came through, I feel like it was maybe a more overwhelming experience than people were expecting. But the fact that there's 8,000 people backing it kind of surprises me a little bit because I would say, especially compared to Root, like the love that Root gets being in the top 100, really, beloved game. I definitely have not heard that as much for Oath. I feel like this one was like a lifestyle game.
Yeah, I think so. I've felt that same way where it's just like, oh, a big new game following up Root, and then it just kind of dies down and you don't hear that much about it, where I didn't know until I just looked at those numbers right there that this had that many thousands of backers. That was a little surprising. But like you say, it's lifestyle. Like people who are in on this are all in.
So yeah, I think it was like a couple expansions to the base game, and it made it sound like it was for those people that are that invested into the game, which is good. It's good to support that when you do have some people that did make it their lifestyle game and have played it 40, 50 times. And that's great. I don't know that this makes me any more interested. Maybe this is what is getting. I'm assuming a number of those have to be like people brand new to the system. I would think, along with some of those returning backers. But yeah, I don't know. I've been a big fan of Root, and I found that hard to get to the table. And from my understanding, people make it sound like this is even harder to get to the table. So I just don't think this would be quite for our game group. Not that I would never try it. Like if someone offered to teach it, knew the game, knew exactly how it worked and stuff.
Yeah,
I would be willing to try it. I'm not like totally against it or anything, but learning it for myself, I don't know that I'm at that point where I'm looking for another game to dedicate a good amount of time to. But overall, it looks pretty good. How much was this one?
So depending on what parts you were getting, you get $50 for something, 40 for something, all the new stuff for 90, or all in pledge for 199. Then the shipping will be anywhere from 16 to 20 plus, based on what you get.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff though.
More
I talk about a lot of stuff.
Top side.
Return to the Seventh Citadel. Explore, build. You are the hero. Yeah, it tops it somehow with 10,000 backers. 1.1 million. 5 days to go. And this is another one that surprised me because this was the one that took like forever to deliver, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was a very ambitious project, and I think their timeline was quite ambitious at the time. And then I think it took a lot longer than even like maybe what people were expecting. But yeah, coming back with more. And I just felt like this was one that kind of people by the time it did deliver were like, there have been so many more of these kind of campaign, big, huge style games that have come out that have maybe been a little bit more streamlined.
Oh,
I haven't looked up too much about this one, so I don't know if. Yeah, I'm guessing it's maybe has some more streamlining than maybe Seventh Continent, which I think it was its predecessor that a lot of people liked, and at the time it was a very new thing and exploring a lot of that type of stuff. But yeah, I think there's just been so many more now that it just has so much to compete with. But obviously, people are still getting it. 10,000 backers is pretty crazy, I think.
yeah,
But
that's true. Yeah, I feel the same way. I was interested in Seventh Continent way back in the day, in early in our careers, and then you hear this new one's coming out, and by the time it actually does, so many other games have probably built off that system and been inspired by Seventh Continent that it felt like. I mean, obviously, I'm not all in the loop, and I don't know much about these games or follow them very closely, but felt like this one was maybe a little too late to the party, but clearly not.
yeah, I mean, yeah. One of these, I'm sure Seven Continent or Seventh Citadel. This is another one where if someone, knew the game well and was willing to teach me, I'd like to try it, but yeah, this is just another one that seems very intimidating. Got to dedicate a lot of time to it. And yeah, it's hard. I mean, looking at some of it, I would say it doesn't look as like exciting as something like, for me anyway, as like Pillars of Hercules.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, has that color, a lot of color to it. I mean, there's some color here, and I'm sure they're not showing a lot of stuff, but this one just feels a little bit more muted or
Oh, yeah.
toned down, and it's like, okay, if we've got a lot of story, I at least want it to kind of feel
Yeah.
colorful and stuff. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
feel
for
like
what they're doing.
what gets me for this is kind of exploring the map, and I feel like Destinies kind of gives me a little bit of that feel that I'm looking
Oh,
for.
yep.
You just kind of explore the map and interact with the different places, but has that app to really work
Right.
so easily for the player, the user.
I would agree. That
Probably
Destiny
plays
does
nothing
that
alike,
pretty
but
well.
that gives me what I was wanting in Seventh Citadel Continent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That does have that nice little system there, and the app tracks it all really well.
Yep. It's going to be about $53 if you get the new stuff. If you get the base game, $87, and up in price as you add on whatever expansions you want for the game. Possibly up to like $259.
I mean, in all honesty, I mean, if you were willing to just go in on just that base one, you didn't need anything else. Which I guess I don't know how much the extra stuff is needed. It's not like a terrible price for. I think it's a bigger game.
Yeah, I
And
mean, a
then
lot to explore.
Even when you add shipping on there, it only gets to like 110, $115. I mean, lot to do in the game. I think that's definitely one that's worth it. And then you can also, unlike maybe some brand new games, you can go and check out reviews of it and check out what other people are thinking, saying about it, see if that aligns with what you're looking for. So that's a nice thing as well.
Yeah, looks like the base game, if you go with that, that will be coming November 2024, while the new stuff will be November a year later, 2025. So I guess you can get some plays.
That's a bit of a wait.
You can wear out the base game while you wait for the expansion.
So I'm sure as the people that were initially waiting for it will say, so we'll get it around December of 30.
If they're lucky. Mythic.
Yes. Isfet.
Isfet.
Almost $800,000, 3,800 backers, about a week to go. Another big campaign. There are a lot of big campaigns this week, which is, I mean, it's kind of surprising, kind of not, I guess. But like for me, it's surprising because I would say this week was a little maybe weaker for me as to ones I was overly excited about. Um, yeah, a lot of money being spent on some big games.
Oh boy, you get a free mini here with it. Makes it all worth
Now
it.
I'm in. Now I am in.
That is pretty cool.
It does look pretty cool. That is true.
This makes me think of Kemet, like even the box art.
I was going to say, I thought this was Kemet.
That's what I thought. I'm like, is that? I knew there was like an expansion coming out soon or something. And I thought this is it initially. And I'm like, wait, this isn't the expansion, but it looks like it.
It does.
And even gameplay wise, it looks like it. It's kind of, it can be Egyptian and Norse, I believe, mythology and gods and all kinds of stuff like that. You're on a map, you're moving around, controlling gods, getting powers and battling, getting area control, I assume. One of those games, let's look at a map. Come on. Where are we?
Look at all that content, though.
See dice.
I do like those dice.
Those dice are very nice.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff on this one looks really good. But like you said, I mean, it reminds me of some of these other kind of area control style games. And it's like, I think Monolith, I feel like I know the name Monolith. I don't think we have any Monolith games, but I think they must do some of these bigger games in general. So yeah, we got some boards there, which you will be going across. Yeah, pretty nice boards. Yeah, overall, I mean, some good artwork, some good components. I don't think it's a terrible looking game. It just is another big one that I'm like, I don't know. Is this one going to be amazing? I feel like I really liked. We recently or last year we played Ankh, which I mean, different as well, but kind of gives me the Egyptian feel, and I really liked that one. So it's like I barely play that one enough. I don't know if I need to add another one to my collection. But yeah, I'm hoping this one will be good. I do like the Norse ones personally, probably a little bit more. I guess I was gonna say there's not as many Norse ones, but there are a lot of Norse-based games.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. When I think of, like you say, like a Kemet style games, they're almost all in the desert. It feels like.
Yeah.
And we just don't maybe have a Battlefield one of Ragnarok yet. So in a way, it feels like it's a fresh new thing, but there's a lot of those style of games probably.
Oh boy, some icy, frosty dice.
Looks pretty cool.
Okay, we could just add on the dice sets. Just get those.
There's a lot of stuff here.
There is. My goodness.
Let's get to it for like 4 minutes.
My goodness.
And you got all that stuff.
Well, the shipping. Shipping is going to be.
I was going to say for all that stuff, probably a lot. That is a lot for shipping.
Quite a bit.
That is quite a bit for shipping.
Okay, Egyptian God Pledge is going to be $130. If you go with the Norse God Pledge, also 130, but a little different. Or is it just? What is that? Okay, I think it is 2 different games, right?
Yeah, it must be.
As you can tell, you can look a little closer and figure things out. It looked like there was enough content on both sides, I believe.
So maybe the Norse, was the Norse one originally a game that they've already put out?
Sounded like it. That talked like in the previous campaign. So.
Yeah, it's got like the Egyptian all in, and then it's got Norse God Pledge, and then it's got new content all in, and then the Norse, which would make me think that. Guess I did not realize that.
Hundreds and hundreds of dollars. My goodness. And a solo mode now. Oh,
pretty spendy, especially once you do that shipping. But I might have to look to see if the Norse one's out there, though.
Yeah. Come on, Board Game Arena.
Woo, you know it.
Just as big a game. I'm sure this will be just as expensive.
Right. 63,000, 1,300 backers a week to go. And I believe this one's actually by someone from No Rolls Bard. Created a board game, a trivia style game, which I think is a little bit usually in trivia games. And I think knowing it is a good thing. I think that still counts as points. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it still does fall to that where a lot of trivia games are, concerned about who knows the most. If you know the most, you're likely going to maybe win most of the time. But I think I watched a little gameplay of this one once on their channel. And I think the questions and stuff were very varied. I don't think just because you know certain things, I don't think you would necessarily for sure win this every time. I think that's the categories are broad enough. But then you've also got those poker chips where you are betting each, I think like round or whatever around the table. You'll use one of them at one point, or there's like I think 5 questions around or something, and you'll use one you don't know it or you know it, and you'll bet on someone to know the answer or not know the answer to kind of get some additional points potentially. And like if someone bets on you to not know it and you do, then you get that point from them. So I thought that was kind of
Mislead
unique.
people.
Right. You're like, I don't know this at all. I knew it all along.
Yeah, that seems cool, and I think you're predicting how many people will get it right of the group as well. And yeah, it seemed like a cool additional creative little ways to score points instead of just get it right, get a point. Which that is in there. You do score, which, like you said, I think that should be valued. You do get it right anyway. Yeah, this one seems nice, but I don't know. How many trivia games do we need?
Yeah, that is the thing as well. Like I feel it feels a little fresh, but at the same time feels like I've seen this before, or played this before, or have this type thing, in a way.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think a couple of those things add a few different things than what I've seen in some of the other games. So I think it's definitely a fair thing if you're looking for more party games for your group.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I feel like we're always kind of looking for those, but I'm hoping this one will maybe be one that's available after the fact and like the Targets or Walmarts of the world possibly.
Yeah.
Feels like it could go there.
It does. It does feel that way. Shipping is gonna be not too bad.
Not bad.
Just a base game as well. It's gonna be $36, which seems maybe a little much.
Yeah, it seems to be up there a little bit more than maybe for a party style game like that. So yeah, especially after shipping, gets to be about $50, $50. It's a little much, but I guess it's a way to support them. I guess this is another one that kind of Kickstarters for, I would say. When you do have kind of a new party style game.
Yeah.
But
who knows? Could be the next Wits and Wagers.
It could be. Oh boy. We got all time wrestling Rumble in Abu Dhabi. And this one's got $37,000, 311 backers, 3 days to go. We are pretty big wrestling fans, sports entertainment fans. So a game like this, definitely we would be the audience that it would be looking to sell to. And this is one we don't have. So this is actually, I think, an expansion to something that already has like a base game and maybe an expansion or two already.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess I've never really looked too much into this one. It is cool, the characters and stuff, and I think the artwork and stuff looks pretty good. Most of the components are fair. Maybe not the all-time greatest components, but I think they work. I don't know. I just haven't been maybe as interested in this one for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason as well, I haven't even really. I don't think I've watched a playthrough of this, which I feel like I should, because we are big fans of it. We recognize a lot of the names, and maybe the knockoffs of names on these characters, which is really fun and should be one that we should maybe be a little more interested in. But we do have Book It, which is also a professional wrestling themed game where you're booking these matches and shows. And we played that one a little bit. That one's a little lighter. I think you said this one seemed a little more complicated.
Yeah, I watched just a little bit of the Dice Tower playthrough that they did, and it just and maybe I needed to watch more of it, but it just seemed like there was a little bit more going on than I would have thought or liked. Uh, I was looking. My ideal one, I think, would be something that was just kind of fast and furious or unmatched, obviously.
Yeah.
But something that was just really, really quick, almost. I think a little quicker, maybe. Oh, maybe I wouldn't like that. I don't know. It's hard to really say, but I feel like that'd be more of what I was looking for. And this one seemed like, at least I think the Dice Tower video was like over an hour, and they usually go pretty fast in their games. It seems like
Yeah.
usually they're usually on a time limit, unlike us. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I've got to give this one another look because yeah, we're pretty big fans. So if it was, if I looked at it and I was like, actually, probably
Yeah.
would be willing to back it or at least look at maybe buying some of the original stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Because this one is more like you're in the ring as the wrestler fighting, correct? Where Book It is booking
Bucket is
shows,
making the matches,
matchups.
right?
I'd like both aspects of that in one game. That's what I would
Right.
like. Maybe they have some of that in here as well. Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pledges. You get a print and play with solo add-on for $4. You get the Rumble edition, which I guess I don't know. I think is this standalone.
I think so.
Okay, so $49, which is not that bad.
No, not bad.
Get some more stuff thrown in there, bumps it up to $79. It looks like a big neoprene play mat on top of that. And you're
Our favorite thing.
Our favorite, most essential board game accessory. And you can get everything for $250 and more play mats. My goodness. Oh, create your own wrestler. Ooh. $999. Okay. And was there shipping? There we go. Not that bad. Not that
No,
bad.
that's not bad at all, actually. That's pretty reasonable. Yeah. I think, if you're a big wrestling fan, definitely check this one out. Because, I think that price seems pretty reasonable, especially for Kickstarter.
Yeah. Let's see. April 2025. Boy, based on wrestling. And something else we are both just as big a fans of, Terraria, the video game. And finally, a board game version. Okay, I don't believe either of us have ever played.
I have never played this, but this is another huge Kickstarter, almost $1.5 million. Another 10,000 backer project, which probably been a few weeks since I've seen multiple 10,000 plus backer projects in the same video. So yeah, this is based on that. There's something about this that seems interesting. I don't know. I can see why it has that many backers.
When
Well,
I
on
look
top
at
of
this board and you're digging through there and you're building structures, that looks really fun. I was really drawn.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. The only thing that's giving me any caution about this one was I saw the King of Average had done a video on, I think one of the people involved in this or something was involved in another company that either didn't deliver or delivered very slow or something. And but then it sounded like he talked to the people that I think actually own the IP, and they were very invested in this. So it gives me more. It makes me more optimistic that hopefully it'll all be fine. Will not be like some other companies using money from this one to pay for something like that. That was my only worry. So I'm thinking that will not be the case. But yeah, I 100% agree. When I saw that underground stuff, I'm like, oh yes. I don't even know this game, but it was making me think of Dig Dug more. But I'm like, I don't know if Terraria is like Dig Dug. I have no idea. This is one that should maybe look at a little bit more. See
Yeah,
how it's actually played.
it looked really interesting. I mean, probably is probably better just as the video game, when everything's just
That's the tough part.
figured out for you. Hopefully, it's not like a lot to manage. Because I was even thinking, I'm like, how do you manage that and explore and actually translate that to a tabletop game? But hopefully, they've done it well because it looks really cool. And I mean, this is a gimmick, but I like transparent cards adding outfits to your characters. That also look pretty fun.
Yeah, that's
Components,
true.
miniatures.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun stuff. But yeah, I don't know why. Just that board of that's what really got my attention for sure. Something about going underground.
More going underground games.
Yes, we do. How much was this one?
So you can get the gold pledge for $79, or the Healthstone pledge for $149. Which looks like it had some extra special things. Get a playmat for $49, and I think shipping was not too bad. It's under $20 for.
Yeah, that actually isn't too bad. I might have to look at this one just a little bit more. Yeah, that's not awful.
Yeah, I like the video game look, the art style as well. Sometimes, or I guess I don't know, but it seems like sometimes maybe they don't actually carry that over into the board game, and hopefully look like they did with this.
This next one we've got here, Agemonia reprint plus some new heroes, is making 220,000, 2,300 backers a week to go, which is really good. But this week kind of just seems like, wow, not quite as good as all these other campaigns, which is a little surprising because I think for me personally, out of all of them, kind of some of these bigger ones, this one seems like the most approachable, or one that I would, if I was going to get one of some of these bigger games, might be the one I would get.
Oh yeah, very colorful, just from right from the get go. Yeah, this one looked cool. Another one of those big games and campaign. I believe this one's cooperative, right?
I believe so.
Fully cooperative. Make your choices, work your way through the campaign. A lot of games like this. I do like these blue miniatures. They pop a little more than gray.
Gray ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look pretty nice. I think a lot of it looked good, but yeah, again, it's a campaign. I don't know that I would get it. I think it's had some really high reviews. This one has, since it's a reprint, you can kind of go out and see people that have reviewed it, see what their thoughts are. That makes it a lot better to be able to back something when you have a little bit more information on it versus something that's brand new. So that is one good thing about this one. And I think Tom and his kids had played through it, and they all gave it, I think, like an 8, and 8.5. So right around their seal of excellence that they give out. Yeah. So, and I think what they say, like, there was like 3 beginner scenarios or intro scenarios that took like 6 hours each or something.
Oh,
or maybe the total they took 6 hours. I was like, wow, that's a lot.
I it said 1 to 2 hours. My goodness.
So maybe
it
meant for all 3.
Maybe if it's hopefully. That's not very. Here's a nice little introduction. 6 hours times 3.
You got 18 hours into the game before you get to the game.
Now you can learn a little more. Dig into the rules a little bit more. That was character building.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this one looks good. I don't know. I don't think I'll probably be backing it. Got a lot of campaign games that need to break out already, so this one would probably otherwise just kind of sit on the shelf potentially for a while, waiting to be played. Granted, I guess, when was this one delivering?
This one is going for January.
Maybe by the end of the year I'll have all those played, so I'll need a new one. So I might have to consider that.
Yeah, you don't want to be left without one to play. So it's best to be
But you
safe.
certainly can't go back and play some of the other games. It is safest to just have that on standby while you're waiting. But yeah, what prices are we looking
You
at?
want the new characters, $38. If you want the core box, $118. All in, $246. That'll give you some more miniatures and extra tokens and deluxities, as we call them. But yeah, it gets up there. But a core box being about $120, I guess, actually is probably pretty average for these types of games nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You do just want the new content. That's not a bad price at $40. Looks like
That's true.
4 new characters. If you have the base game, you know how much value that actually will add to the game for you. So should be able to make up your mind about that.
Yeah, unfortunately, the core pledge has quite a bit of shipping there, even if you just get that. So that gets it up to maybe the $150 range, which, I mean, for these campaigns, it's still probably where they usually end up, especially these days. But yeah, so probably with that price point, I'm guessing I will not be backing this one. But yeah, I feel like this one's gotten pretty good reviews overall from people, so I'm a little surprised, like, for how well some of these other games are doing on here, that this one isn't doing a little bit better than it is. Not that it's doing bad, it's just comparatively.
Yeah, because this is might not even be in like the top 5 most backed of the bunch.
Right. Yeah, this one could be a top 1 in some of our other weeks that we do.
This one even higher. This one even has more. Merchants of the Dark Road sucks. That's a huge disappointment. It doesn't.
Oh boy. The Merchants of the Dark Road is the one that we've played. So this is, I think, a chance to get that, and then the new expansion for it, Secret Villages, along with you can get their Santa's Workshop, which I think they released last year. You could have gotten it on their website or something. And then some related story puzzles. So several different things that they're doing. Got a week to go, almost 3,000 backers, like you said, almost 200 grand.
Another nice.
I'm shocked that this one is doing this well.
Another nice cover. Ooh, I love the setting of Merchants of the Dark Road. I think we hyped it a little too much, a little slightly disappointing for us. It was better on subsequent plays, but yeah. So don't want to turn anyone off. Don't want to turn anyone off the game. I like a lot of the stuff that's in it, but just didn't quite work for us. But Santa's Workshop is enticing. We talked about the favorite from the artist, and these are some of our top covers. And it's had me interested in Santa's Workshop, even though I've heard some reviews of the original edition maybe not being like the best game. But I do hope that this reworked edition,
I heard it was a little better.
It's enough of an excuse to buy it because of the cover.
Yeah, I thought I heard that it was a little bit better. They changed a couple things, maybe. So, yeah, I would be interested in that one as well. Second printing update pack.
Ooh.
What is that?
What are they?
I didn't actually even see that. I actually didn't even see that until right now. I'll say I didn't look at this one that closely, just because kind of knew what to expect from Merchants of the Dark Road. Since we have played it. But yeah, it looks like this adds some additional stuff. So yeah, if you really do like that game, looks like you get some additional board here to go to. Some additional.
I think that might replace one of the boards.
Yeah,
I don't know where that would slot into. Maybe they adjust.
I think they're talking about one of the actions wasn't as useful, or I don't remember. It's something about not stopping at one of the locations because it was different than the rest. I think this was adding something in that place or something.
That's good.
So yeah, this one could be good. I should probably give it a little bit more of a look, but I think it was just, like you said, I was really hyped about the Merchants of the Dark Road and was a little disappointed by it. So I think I've just kind of like written this off, but probably shouldn't. I am a little bit more excited or interested in Santa's Workshop.
Santa Claus Maple. Oh, have I never seen one of these? Oh, that's amazing.
Back. Yeah, you got that. I am interested in maybe that at some point. I don't know if I'll get it on this or not. Hopefully it'll be available after the fact. And then they've got some puzzles, which I was also interested in because I do like that artwork so much of both of those. But I think if I remember right, the price kind of was like, kind of turned me off just a little bit. I don't remember how much they were. And I don't know if it's necessarily a bad price. It's just the fact that it's like a puzzle. Yeah, that
Yeah.
shipping's not awful though.
Villages expansion is going to be $34. Puzzle bundle brings it up to get that. So all the puzzles going to be $50. Looks like. It's a little much.
And then yeah, the deluxe version of that is 60. I'm pretty sure I got the deluxe version of the original, so then it's like it's tough to get that expansion when I've got so many other games that I'd probably pick up to play first. That
Yeah.
makes it tough. I say that I'm a little burnt out on expansions, even though I knowingly have purchased what was it, I think on the miniature market deal day or the deals that they've been having. I think I did buy the West Kingdom Tome Saga thing, which is kind of an expansion. So I'm like, I have not been as hot on expansions yet. I still continue to buy expansion type content. So we'll see. I guess it just kind of depends on the pricing. Yeah, then the puzzles were a little bit more than wanted to spend.
Yeah, I assume if we got anything here, it'd probably be the Santa's Workshop Deluxe, maybe for 60.
Yeah.
It's the same amount as the expansion, and you're getting a whole new game that more exciting for us. Not being the biggest fans of the base game or the other game, this base game, and I'm guessing we probably aren't going to go in on this. Probably hope to pick up maybe Santa's Workshop some other place for a deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I don't know how available those deluxe components will be.
That's true.
I think Elf Creek usually has some add-ons. Like I think you can get Honey Buzz deluxe version components from their site. Maybe feel like I've seen them available. So if you really want it, you should be able to.
Yeah.
Oh, Santa Claus Meeple, I'm tempted.
He's all in.
Micro Moonshine.
Micro Moonshine, which we've actually gotten a game from this company before, Micro Architects, which I think was kind of a similar style thing where it's a smaller box and kind of tries to pack a bunch of stuff in there. This one still got 2 weeks ago, 30,662 backers. I like Micro Architects. I think it was even maybe a little bit more simpler than I was hoping for. So I think I was hoping for just a little bit more in the game. But overall, I think it was a kind of solid, more of an intro level game. I think it worked. The components and all of the quality of everything in the box was amazing, top notch. And it looks like this one's going to be no different from that. So if these components are anything like that, I'll put my approval on them. I think it's going to be a solid production. So yeah, then it just comes down to whether or not the game is that interesting, and I think this one could be.
Seems a little more complexity than that, and maybe just the theme seems more complicated. Kind of producing and selling seems more complicated than placing buildings here or there. But maybe this is a very simplified version to be of equal weight. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I didn't look at this one too closely, but yeah, you're probably right. I was thinking almost like this one might have too much complexity to it and not feel like that streamlinedness. But yeah, as I was looking at it, I was like, that's pretty solid.
Yeah, they got a lot of micro games.
Why can't you add Micro Architects to the pledge? My gosh, is it sold out? Is that good? Apparently. You heard it here first. Great components, amazing quality. they have flipping those over. It does look kind of cool the more
Yeah.
I look at it. So I might have to look a little bit more into it and see how difficult it actually looks like it is. Because it's got,
Yeah.
as you can see there, you got a couple different pledge levels. The
Oh, yeah.
game doesn't seem
Base
too
pledge.
expensive.
Base game with neoprene mat. 6 games with maybe 6 mats, possibly, or maybe 1 mat. You fight
One
over
mat to be
it.
shared. But yeah, about $30, a little under
Yeah.
$30 US dollars, which isn't too bad. Uh, and then the shipping also looks. What do we got there? 12, about $15 shipping.
Yeah,
I mean,
not
it's
bad.
a
Not bad.
little. Then it maybe is getting up there a little bit for kind of a smaller box game, but
Yeah.
if it packs a bunch in there, I don't know that that's can necessarily hold that against
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Because then you have more shelf space,
There you
fits
go.
in less space, and
Buy
you
more.
can get more games.
There you go. That's the goal here. It's the
This is
only
what
reason.
Kickstarter is all about.
Oh boy. A big boy here. Awaken Realms is back again, and this
Another
one,
10,000 back.
another 10,000 backers, almost $2 million. Grimcoven. Coven, whatever.
I really like
Gloomhaven,
the cover.
but different. The cover is very nice. I love that. Striking red, white popping off there. The figures in the front there looking pretty cool.
I think that's what really gets me. Kind of the setting kind of seems cool, but then once I look at the game and stuff, I'm like, yeah, like you said, it's just this is just going to be too much. I think
Yeah.
for us,
Boss battler, we
lifestyle game.
battle enough bosses, and Cthulhu Death May Die. It's all we
Yeah,
need.
yeah, we really like that. So then it just makes it tough unless down the road, once this one's available, people are reviewing it. Maybe they say, "My gosh, this replaces Cthulhu Death May Die. That's a nothing game compared to this." And we might have to look at it a little bit more.
And we'll say, you are liars. We're not going to listen to you. We're going to buy more
Nobody
Death
listens.
May Die. It's a
Can
pretty good
tell
price for the standard edition, which
it is.
probably got a lot of standees and stuff like that. But if you just want to dig into a new game and just care about gameplay, it's a pretty good price. And even the special edition isn't that bad either.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if
too
they're,
closely.
I think for the longest time, Awaken Realm games were hard to get after the fact, but I don't know if that's the case anymore. I think you might be able to see them some of the websites now occasionally. I could be wrong. I don't want to say for sure that that's a thing, and I doubt it will necessarily be the deluxe editions. So
Yeah.
you could potentially wait for that standard pledge if you wanted to, but yeah, it's not an awful price.
No.
That if you just want the gameplay, but they're obviously known for making these huge miniatures games and stuff, huge box games with all this content in them. So if that's more of what you want, you can definitely pledge that huge all-in pledge or one of those.
For
You
hundreds
can get a
and
lot of good stuff
hundreds of dollars.
because they do look good, but I don't know. I like the world from the look of the box, and then I actually see the world in the game, and it's kind of like, I don't know if that's quite what I was hoping for.
Yeah, I agree. I like the cover more than the inside.
Yeah, shipping right around
Pricing,
where.
not that bad. Not that bad.
Yeah, I thought it might be more for how much they usually pack into some of those. But I would recommend going and getting Castles of Burgundy Deluxe Edition from them instead.
Yes, that is the Awaken Realms game for us.
I mean, I've still got the Great Wall to play some more. I've only played that one, and I really like that one. I like the world in that one, and that one's a little bit more Euro-y than I think this one would be.
A little bit.
So if I'm barely getting that one to the table, I don't think that this Grimcoven is going to get to my table.
Yeah, probably not.
But will the bunny boom get to the table?
Be booming in play count.
35,000 Canadian dollars, maybe is what that is. 364 backers about 2 weeks ago. Is that Bosley art again?
Yes, it is.
A Bosley has been sighted. This one I looked maybe kind of interesting, but at the same time, I wasn't really 100% sure what was going on.
I'm not
Putting out
sure.
these cards, and then the bunnies are booming.
The
Just adding
bunnies,
all
they
these bunnies
are.
in there, I'm like, in a way, that feels kind of fun. I
Yeah,
think in like the video, it was showing like a lot of them that I don't
just
know
a
if
ton
that's
of them.
actually what's happening in the game, but
I mean, you got enough
you
for.
got 50 of them and tens,
You got
tens
like
and fives.
200 worth of bunnies. So it could be. It could be. But yeah, it looked like they're going on this board. They're going on your personal boards. It
Only
must
one fox to take them out.
only one
One
fox
carrot,
and one carrot as well.
to
So
be
choose
shared.
wisely which orange token you take. Yeah, it looks cool. I mean, I don't know if it looks cool, but it looks cute. And I didn't really get much of gameplay from the little bits that I looked at. So I definitely
Yeah.
recommend going watching one of the playthroughs that they have linked, see what it actually plays like, because this could be very chaotic. It could be maybe actually crunchy. I don't know if that's just kind of the bunnies are like a resource or like a debt thing that you're trying to get rid of. Maybe it's something like that mechanism wise. I don't know. But the theme and the artwork is drawing me
I 100% agree, but I'm thinking maybe hoping this could be available after the fact, but I don't know. Like the number of backers would maybe suggest it might not be. It might not be as much of a, which is kind of
in.
surprising too. This is another one that kind of surprised me. So did we just look? Was it like 300 backers?
Yeah,
It's
like
just shocking to me.
364. Yeah.
10,000 on all these huge campaign games that I'm assuming these people have campaign
Look at
games
that
to play,
poor
like
bunny.
us.
How can you not back
Oh
them
my
poor puppy
goodness!
dog eyes?
He's just waiting to be backed.
Yeah, I mean, people love nature themed games. They love the bows, his artwork. They back everything with it. It's minimum 5,000 backers every one of these projects of his, and I don't know why it's not doing a little bit better.
Yeah, it's a little surprising to me. Yeah, the
Personally,
theme, bunny theme is cute. I don't know. Maybe game. Although I don't know if Game Found and Kickstarter necessarily is family friendly, and this maybe has that feel to it.
I guess how popular was Ruse?
I don't know. I don't remember hearing about that one. Has it delivered yet? I don't know. I
Yeah,
feel
I'm
like I
not
have
sure.
not heard of that one. I think that was one we looked at like last year maybe, but I guess I don't know if it ever delivered. I can't remember what my thoughts were on it.
I think we said if only they would make a game about a bunny boom, get Andrew Bosley artwork.
And then maybe I think they commented and said, "We got you." They did not do this.
We'll have to check. We might miss the comment.
We might have missed it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shipping
15 US
is
dollars. I guess I don't know what. I don't remember Canadian to US if that's
yeah.
pretty close. Let me look.
He'll look it up. So this is going to be like 52 Canadian bucks for that base pledge.
So the 70, it's about, so 70 is about 51 US dollars. Would you say 52
So
for the
52 is
normal,
that base pledge.
which is about 38 US dollars?
So it's not even that bad of a price. That's a pretty good price.
No. Yeah, I don't know.
Still got 12 days to go. So
That's true.
almost 2 weeks. So
Yeah, it just comparatively, I just don't get it.
I mean,
Yeah,
just
maybe it's just not.
game
Like we
type.
said though, we weren't like 100% sure what was going on exactly, how chaotic it was. Maybe they just haven't done an amazing job of making it clear as to what's going on, and people are maybe not sure if it's a what weight game it is. Could be.
Yeah, could be.
Oh, and then we end with another one that's doing decently well. Cysmic, 163,673 backers 2 weeks ago. I think this was one we might have covered sometime last year. So I think that I don't think it succeeded. So I think this is bringing it back again. It is funded in 660 seconds. And I think that's mostly due to there was an update that this person made that created this, and he got very detailed about everything and kind of just opened up about kind of how he had gotten to where it was. I don't think it was doing well again to kind of start off. Like, I think it was projected to maybe just kind of stumble over the finish line, maybe, and just barely be enough. And I think that wasn't going to be a financially good thing for him. So he was like talking about how much like each type of version of the game costs. 'Cause I think people were asking, "Oh, can I think like that all in or that pledge there, that all in." People were asking if they could have it split out on individual items, and I think he showed like the price of each of those, and like if I did that, it would have to be more. So then you're kind of in a way losing out almost, or you're getting almost near that 199. All right, you can go read it. It was a very, very long update though. So and I think overall it was generally well received to medium. So I think though that's what's kind of continued to get him at least funded at this point. Otherwise, I think it was going to be pretty late in the campaign. So I mean, he's still got kind of that ending push. Hopefully, hopefully it'll still do pretty well. Kind of got me a little motivated. I'm like, maybe I should back it, but yeah, this is another one that's I don't know. It looks really good. It has a lot of good looking stuff in it for sure. Yeah, this is another one. It's $200. I know when he lays it out, I get it, and it probably is a very solid price. It's just, yeah, personally, just don't know if I have $200 to spend on games that I don't know. You know, it says high player interaction. To me, that is telling me this is probably a 4-player minimum game, or that's what it plays best at.
Yeah.
Kind of like Root, what we mentioned earlier. Like, as much as I like Root, I've got it over on the possible call shelf because it just plays so many games at like 2 or 3 players maybe, and it just isn't the same when you're not playing it kind of the full player count. So I can't say for sure that that's the case with this one, but
yeah,
just tends to be. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily unplayable at the lower, but it might just be funner at some of those higher player counts when you have more interaction.
Yeah, because just watching the kind of trailer of the game, and it just looks like chaos, running around, shooting people, trying to get your ship built, and looks like a lot of fun. And I think that just kind of the theme of the game is just going to be come to life more if you just have more people in on the experience, sharing those epic moments.
Yeah, I think this one would definitely be a Zachary game.
Oh, yeah.
I think if he was looking for another big game, this one definitely could be on that list. And this is one that I would definitely be willing to play. Again, another one that I would want to try out. Probably even more interested in some of the other ones that we looked at earlier.
Yeah,
just because it is kind of a very epic looking game.
Yeah.
I think this one, for how much it is and what it's trying to do here, this may be your one and only chance to buy this one. So if you're interested in it, definitely probably consider getting it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a thought that I'm having, just because it is so expensive. I don't know that's going to have any retail presence.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there could be reprints of it, but
yeah. Yeah, I'd definitely go check out a playthrough. I think the Dice Tower did a playthrough.
Oh, yeah. The Dice Tower did a playthrough.
I think I watched some of that. Looks like
it's right there. Yeah.
Yep. I think I remember hearing a lot of commotion and screaming, and I assume joyful screaming, and sometimes no.
And that was just in the background of when you were watching.
Yes.
Of me playing a Euro game.
Yes. Yeah, a lot of content on this one, so definitely go check it out and see if this is for you, because it looks really cool, and I do hope to maybe play it someday. hopefully we can get it online or get a convention, or maybe Zachary will get it. It was not your alter ego. Your name is Zach, but that is not you. That'd be a terrible name for your alter ego.
My name is Zach. My alter ego is Zachary. And he buys big games sometimes.
Yeah, that is. So shipping is even not that bad for a pretty big game. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not exceptionally bad.
No, I mean, it's right around where it is for all those. So yeah, I think in his post, he suggested, if you're going to get this, the way he envisions the game is that all-in pledge, and that's where he actually kind of comes out ahead, I guess. I don't remember. And then I think there's like these stretch pay options. I've never done that, but it gives you another option if you do want to get the payment over multiple months versus paying $200 all at once. So it's a good option as well. I don't know. Some of those other GameFound ones might have also had that. I just noticed that, or I remember that was part of his post. I think some people had said how it was too much, so he, I think, worked on trying to get it so that they would extend it for more months or something. So he's definitely open to feedback. So definitely, if you like this one, post in the comments and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be my most interested of the week, even possibly. Terraria's up there as well. That's definitely more approachable price-wise, so that one probably tops this one. Yeah, Terraria probably tops it, but this is right there as well, just for actually want to play and experience.
Yeah, this one's probably up there for me as well. I would probably say maybe the Pillars of Hercules, I think, would be maybe the one I would try before this, personally. And then Terraria is up there too. I think it's those three, and I feel like they're all very different experiences, so I don't know really how to pick one over the others. But yeah, if I had to just pick one, I'd probably pick the Pillars of Hercules, just based on liking the artwork so much personally. But yeah, let us know in the comments below if you're backing any of these. If you're backing Cysmic and we can come play it with you, let us know. But otherwise, we hope to see you on the next video. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.